right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to another episode of Cultural Awareness Podcast, man. Today we will talk about making love. Yeah, what do you know about making love, man? So, without having to waste any time, I was thinking about what subject can I put out there that people might be interested in, because I'm always talking about culture, about woman, about men, and things like that. I said, let's get a little bit outside of the box. Let's make some research and let's come up with an episode that can interest everybody, right? And one thing that puts all of us together on this earth is love making, right? Or having sex, if you want to call it like that, right? I decided to go ahead and figure out like what time is it best to have sex or to make love. Turn out most people will say it's in the morning. And if we are saying that it's in the morning, then what are the benefits of having sex in the morning when you wake up? Or depending on what time, usually some people like me, 5 a.m., 5, I mean, late it might be 5:30, but usually it's 5 a.m. for me. Like, what do you do when you wake up at 5 a.m., right? Some people walk out and other people really walk out. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean? So without having to waste time, guys, let's go ahead and talk about few benefits that make that you will get from making love early in the morning. And one benefit is that it boosts your wife's self-esteem or your partner. If you have a girlfriend you've been together with for a while, a wife, it will boost her first self-esteem, knowing that she is still desirable. So when you wake up in the morning, make sure you make some good loving to your wife or your partner, because that is for them a way of knowing that they are still worth it, that they are still the person you fell in love with, right? And a woman when she wakes up to her husband admiring her, is going to be she's going to feel more desire, like, oh, my husband still desire me, he still want me, he still want to be with me. So the first thing that you should know is it's not necessarily for you. Sometimes that you are having sex is also for your partner, because it will boost their self-esteem. That is number one. Now, number two, I can also say that for us men, especially if you empty the tank in the morning, you know what I mean? It will give you something to smile throughout the day, right? Often, throughout the day, men, we do a lot of stressful work, right? But the fact that you get to empty something in the morning, and you feel fresh, you feel relaxed a little bit more, you get the opportunity to focus more on your job because there's no stress of sex, or I mean, you will feel better. Yeah, and you will smile throughout the day. You can't wait to get back home again. And number three, ladies and gentlemen, this is mostly for ladies. Most of the time, do you ever see a cannon that can fire an empty bullet? No. If there's a bullet in there, the cannon must fire. If you go, you see, I hope you see where I'm going with this, right? So, most women complain about their men cheating a lot. Let me tell you this, it's a lot harder to go out and cheat if your tank is empty. So if you empty everything out in the morning, at least up to like 1 or 2 p.m., he's still working. You have at least a certainty about that he's still working. Why? Because the tank is still filling up. It's not empty yet. So that is one of the secret, right? Make sure you empty the tank, or you make some good love in the morning, and because he's empty now, he focus more on the job rather than focusing on all the asses that he may look at the office or on the street driving to work or on his way back home. So I'm not saying that it will stop completely the cheating, but at least it will help, it will alleviate, right? If you can leverage something, then you should go ahead and do it. If you got to leverage something that in turn is going to benefit you, then I would suggest go ahead and use that leverage, right? And one more thing that making sex in the morning does, it helps you wake up properly, right? If you are sleepy or struggling to wake up, some good, I mean, I should say, some good pumping and grinding will help, right? Riding, touching, it definitely will get you up, right? Because now you are up, right? You are up in both ways. You are up from sleep and you are up from down there. If you know, you know, you know what I mean. So I also think that it will help you wake up, I guess, properly, right? And a lot of people say that, yeah, like I already touched on it, like it make it a little bit easier to be faithful. I'm not saying that it make it faithful. Yeah, I say a little bit easier, right? Because the tank is empty, your body is sexually satisfied, right? But we also think that it help you may looking forward for to coming home, right? Yes, you empty in the morning, you left, there were no problem, everything was good. You know, you left with a smile on your face because you know, hey, you got to put it in. And then when you also look forward to coming back home, right? Because you know that hey, I left my wife home this morning, you know, everything was good. It helped you psychologically look forward to coming home. We know a lot of people out here that don't even want to go home because they're like, oh, what am I going to go do home, man? I might as well stay out here, drink my amount of alcohol that I can before I get home. Why? Because, you know, it feels like there's no reason to go back home. But when there's good love, there's good food at home, food in a both sense, you know what I mean? There's food and there is food. You know what I mean? You look forward to what heading back home, especially someone that work in the office. Like most people that work in the office, yes. Some people that work at home also. At least when you work at home, you can bump and grind at any time of the day, right? So, but someone who work in office, it becomes a little bit more stressful, and they also come in contact with a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people. So it would be good that when he's leaving in the morning, the tank is empty, and then he's looking forward to coming back home to you in the afternoon. Let's not forget one thing as well. Sex will reduce the headache, it will reduce the stress. For some people, he also helped them lose a little bit of weight, right? Because you know you're bumping, you're grinding, you're sweating. You know what I mean? It's another workout. You know, it's a workout after the workout. You know what I mean? So, and these are the tips that I think will help you, you know, have a better home. Some people also say that it remove frustration so that the kids in the house feel a lot more blessed. But that is for those who have kids, right? Like when they see mom and dad not arguing because obviously mom and dad are taking care of business, it make it a good environment for kids to grow up into, you know. So uh some people will also say that it brings out the glow. Some people will say that it shows good intimacy between you and your partner. And a lot of people will also say that it makes good use of a man erection. Why? Because as you guys know, most women know and all men know, I will assume all men know. Usually when it's like 5 a.m., guess what? We are always up. At least I speak from me, for me, always up. And I'm not talking about waking from my sleep. You know what I'm saying? We are always up. Some are all most of the time. You know what I mean? When I say most, it's like throughout the day. But you know, when you wake up, you are always up. For most men are there, but it will be helpful and it will be good if you get to empty the tank before you do whatever other activity you are planning on doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, this podcast I kept it a little bit short because I just wanted to talk a little bit about those benefits of having sex or making love in the morning. So if you have your partner, you guys have been together for a while, even if it's in a newly relationship, make sure you know one thing: sex is what glue you guys together. Because I never say see a man look at a woman from afar and say, oh, she got good intelligence. No, you will always describe sexual part first. She got good eyes, she got good titties, she got good boob, she got a pretty smile. Like You see what I'm saying? And it's as you getting to know your partner that you say, oh, she's also smart or whatever. So the first thing that attract people is really sex, right? There's some type of chemistry there. But when you are already in a relationship, you have to keep that attraction going. Men keep working out, women keep working out. You need your partner to be as close as possible to what you first met them or to how you first met them, which is if they were a little bit more fitted, then I'm not saying that women, we all know that when you guys give birth, your body give up a little bit. Yeah, we I completely understand, but I'm just saying that try your best to stay at least in shape or for your husband to see you trying, right? Oh, man, as well, you got into drinking beer now. Like me, for example, I did a little bit because in college I wasn't drinking, but now I got into wine and old fashions and things like that. So you will gain a little bit of more weight. So it's up to you to make yourself still a little bit desirable to your partner. You still got to work out a little bit, be active. You know what I mean? And those are the things that will help you boost your uh, how can I say, not necessarily your immune system, but like your libido, yeah, libido. Sorry, sometimes French, somehow just jump out of me for some reason. You know what I mean? So yeah, it will help you boost, your testosterone and everything like that, and you will be good to fire every round. You know what I mean? And if you are having issue there and you want natural remedy, don't forget. Sometimes this is my personal opinion because I think it help most African use it. They will mix drink ginger tea, like the actual ginger root, right? You can smash it, drain it, put it with some cayenne pepper, and drink it every morning. You know what I mean? It will fire in your body. You will start sweating, but at the same time, it will also increase a little bit your libido. So that is for those of us looking for natural remedy. So that is what most African will use. Obviously, they add a little bit of other things like the bitter cola in it to make sure that they are able to fire properly. You know what I mean? But, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cultural Awareness Podcast, and this is your host, Big Daddy Steph, Big Steph. You dig? So, then please, if you like the podcast, go ahead, subscribe, like, share, comment, do whatever you got to do, and I will really, really appreciate it. That being said, you already know. God bless. Peace.